All right, so this is a short rant, if you will. It's my first time talking about some comic book stuff in a long time, and I just got finished watching the Harley Quinn show that is on DC Universe, another goddamn streaming service, because we got like 20 of them already, and of course we needed another one. So this is the Harley Quinn original animated cartoon that they have been advertising, talking about for a while now, and I seen the first episode, Till Death Do Us Part, and I guess you want to know my quick thoughts. Okay, so one thing I notice here is there is a lot of excessive gore, a lot of excessive cringy swearing, and after a while it just gets really evident, really apparent rather quickly. It's like watching a super bloody gory version of South Park with DC characters scattered about, in my opinion. I think that it will appeal to certain people in terms of some of the jokes and some of the humor and the gore, of course, but in my opinion I felt the gore was way too obsessive. I felt like some of the jokes kind of landed and some of the other jokes kind of felt weird and strange and cringy as fuck. Like, I remember there was one portion of Harley Quinn in jail, and once she got broken out of prison by Poison Ivy, one of the guards remarked, "Where did you get a plant? How did you get this in Arkham Asylum?" And eventually Riddler comes out of nowhere and says that he shot out an orange seed, which explains why there's killer venomous plants inside of the building. I'm not making this up. This is one of the jokes that was told in the show, and either it will be a few and far between portion of great jokes, or there will be some cringy ass humor that really didn't land to me, in my opinion. It's not all bad. I did like the chemistry between Harley and Poison Ivy. I thought that was done really well, but they're sort of building up to some shit that was displayed in the comics before, where it seems like Harley's probably going to be in a relationship with Poison Ivy and they're going to take Joker out of the picture. So if you're not really a fan of that, that seems to be where the show is going to be progressing going forward. I did enjoy some of the stuff that Joker did in this show. If I'm being like 100% perfectly honest, this show seems to establish the ongoing plot thread of what we already know. Joker cares about Batman way too much, and Harley feels like she loves the Joker and she's being overshadowed by this revelation, and Poison Ivy has to show her this revelation like several times. And honestly, it seems kind of annoying at first. It seems like, okay, it's cool that she might branch out into her own character later on in the other episodes. At the same time, it feels like this show will be largely unnecessary, because one of the common traits about Harley Quinn is her abusive Stockholm-like relationship with the Joker. It's like Stockholm syndrome. She needs the Joker. The Joker really could care less about Harley Quinn. She's an end to justify the means in terms of getting to Batman. And it feels like that would be a more interesting premise than to shove Joker to the side completely and have her go on her own accord with Poison Ivy. But I did say that the relationship between her and Poison Ivy is quite interesting in the show. It just seems heavily apparent that all of the villains are being quite readily downgraded in the show because it's Harley centric. DC has this weird need to focus on Harley Quinn, this undying need to push her because she's very popular, and it's like, I get it, but does that make for a very interesting character with very interesting beasts that you want to see a full season of? To me, ultimately, not really. I feel like it's the characters around Harley that makes her quite fascinating in terms of a henchman. I do remember they kind of sort of did this with Injustice 2, where Harley was going to kill the Joker at one point. She didn't believe that he was, you know, real because he was already dead in the Regime universe. So it seems like they're kind of pulling a little bit from that as well, while giving Harley this weird sort of like, she looks like the Harley from Suicide Squad with the hair and everything. I'm like, that's kind of weird. Maybe that's some sort of self-reference to Suicide Squad, who knows. But I do like, you know, some of the chemistry with the other characters. Like Batman comes in at one point, a few jokes get told. I really didn't like Commissioner Gordon. He's like this weird sort of fucked up wreck because I think Joker killed one of his partners. I get that he would be in that sort of state, but it feels like his personality doesn't really carry over over into something serious that you would take seriously is played up for a joke, with the fact that he's a disgruntled mess, and he really gets annoying the first time he's introduced, so I didn't like his character that much at all. If you want peak Jim Gordon, in my opinion, where it's driven on pure human emotion and the line gets blurred between wrong or right decisions, and you get a character that is very, very gray in portions, and he will do anything to get some sort of payback or justice, somewhat just like Batman, and they have those sort of traits correlate to each other, then pick up Batman Year One. You will not be disappointed. I believe that is a more superior characterization of Jim Gordon than what we have here, which is this weird jokey mess who likes to cut on the bat signal just because he was supposedly playing with it, and he wants to invite Batman to a barbecue like he cares or wants to go in the first place. Yeah. I think this show, the problem that is going to have is going to be seen as excessively cringy, is going to have those jokes that either land or doesn't land, and I think that a series like this, with the way the story is going, with the way the plot is progressing around Harley and her antics, I think that it's really not going to carry the weight of a full season, because I just don't find Harley fascinating without the essence of her emotional abuse centered around an entire season. Without that essence, without those story traits, Harley is really nothing, and I don't think that her relationship with Poison Ivy is going to be enough to carry the entire show for like a full season. I do like the R-rated sort of mature format that they're going at with this, but it's really not gonna probably be enough to say that this is absolutely great. It has ups, it has downs, but if I were to give this like some sort of rating after seeing the first episode of the Harley Quinn cartoon series that they recently published on DC Universe, I would give it like a 3 out of 5, maybe like a 2.5 out of 5. I wasn't really that impressed, to be honest, and yeah, I'm sticking to that sort of 2.5 out of 5 premise. I just really was not that blown away, outside of thinking the animations looked okay. Well, actually, I've seen better animations. If you look at some of the stuff from the DCAU, you will see that even Constantine City of Demons looked a little bit better than this. So really, just sort of droning on about the animation here, that's not really saying much, considering that you've probably seen better with the CWC show of Constantine, or you've probably seen better with the DCAU. I guess the last thing to sort of highlight here is how was the main performance of Casey Kuko as Harley Quinn. She's alright. She's not really a replacement I would see for someone like Arlene Sorkin or Tara Strong. I think they were the strong foundation of animated Harley voices. They were great actresses, and she's okay. Casey Kuko is okay. Whatever her name is that's in this new show that voices Harley, she's alright, but I still feel like the previous Harley Quinns in the past did a much better job at the characterization. Honestly, the big standout for me was surprisingly either Joker or Poison Ivy. Even Harley Quinn in her own show, it felt like she got a little bit upstaged by several different characters that you were more excited to see, considering how they were portrayed on screen. And I kind of felt like she got a little bit upstaged there, just a little bit upstaged, up the stairs, just a little bit. The main character got a bit outshined there. But yeah, I still feel like if you're morbidly curious and you want to see this, or you're a big Harley Quinn fan who loves the ultra violence, who loves her swearing and saying fuck like every singular fucking second they got to introduce like the word fuck or something else or some variation, so if you like seeing that sort of really hardcore raunchy humor, this might be right up your alley. But for me, it really felt like watching the first episode of Titans all over again, just in animated format, except that the jokes there and the content there sort of landed more with the Harley Quinn show as opposed to Titans, where I just didn't like it at all. So yeah, that is my quick impromptu sort of review of the Harley Quinn DC Universe sort of animated show that is going on right now. Honestly, I think they could do a better job. Maybe other episodes will get better as time goes along, because I heard this same philosophy, this same thing was said during during Titans until a certain character death happened in season 2, which I'm not going to name because of spoilers, but I will say it's absolute trash. Anyway, what did you guys think of the Harley Quinn animated show? Hopefully you guys enjoyed my quick review of this. I know, once again, unscripted, unedited, but that's how I roll. This is my initial thoughts. Forgive me on that, but the future of the show, I don't have like a lot of interest for it going forward. I'm not going to lie to you people. Anyway, you can follow me on social media. You can follow all my links down in the description below, and hit me up on social media. That's where all the fun is. The party is on Twitter. When people get like super fucking antsy, that's where the party is. That's where I start trolling. I'm going to do a video based on the sort of Zack Snyder sort of Snyder cut business in the same vein, and hopefully you guys really appreciate that too. Once again, like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Later.